Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Terrifying Tuesday on this channel where we talk about all things horror. And today being the last Terrifying Tuesday of the year, we're going to talk about 12 horror movies you can count down your New Year's with. So let's jump right into it. Okay everybody, this is the last Terrifying Tuesday of the year, and I thought what better way for some horror fans of our channel to ring in the new year than to be able to watch 12 horror movies that they could ring in their new year with. And some of these are kind of obscure, so if you can find them, good. If not, you might want to check out our holiday playlist for a similar video we did last year about horror movies you could watch during New Year's. So here they are. In no particular order, you have The Exhibitionists from 2012. The Exhibitionists from 2012 takes place during the last 36 hours of the New Year's Eve. And there's this director who's going around and filming. And he is filming some of his friends and exposing their secrets and perversions. It's a strange little horror movie. It stars Laverne Cox from Orange is the New Black. So you could do worse than this movie, but it's definitely one of the odder ones and might be one of the harder ones to find. I haven't seen it yet on streaming this year. Next up is Still Trapped from 2007. And Still Trapped from 2007 tells the story of several people that are invited to a New Year's Eve party, not knowing that it is indeed a trap. And the movie is very Saw-like in its premise. So you could definitely see the Saw references. It was done during the time when the whole torture horror thing was going on and was kind of big. So it plays into that a lot. But if you're interested in this movie, you might want to check it out. Next up on our list is Midnighters from 2017. And it takes place on New Year's Eve when a couple accidentally runs over a guy coming home from New Year's Eve. The movie is strange. It's kind of one of those where you don't know what's going to happen next because they are caught up in a series of lies and deceit afterwards as they decided to take this guy home with them so that they could sober up before they go to the police. Next up is Ghostkeeper from 1981. And Ghostkeeper from 1981 tells the story of some people that are snowmobiling who end up at this strange lodge run by this old lady. This movie is kind of more comparable to The Shining, if that interests you, because she holds some deep little secret, and it's more in the vein of that than anything else, but it is definitely one of those strange movies that if you find it, you might enjoy. Next up, we have Antisocial from 2013. Antisocial tells the story of 5 university friends who gather for a party while an epidemic is taking place outside. It's an odd little entry, and you might enjoy that as well. Then we have Terror Train 2 from 2022. Now, I need to note that this movie is a sequel to a remake. The original remake starred Jamie Lee Curtis, and the remake actually takes place on Halloween, not on New Year's Eve. And the sequel to that movie takes place on New Year's Eve of the following year. So if you are interested in this movie, you might want to watch Terror Train from 2022 before you watch this, as it does depend on some of the same elements of plot in the movie. They do talk about the events of the previous movie a lot, but basically what it is, it's that the survivors come together and they go on this same train for a New Year's Eve party. And it's okay for a slasher film. It's okay for what it is. It's not the greatest entry on our list, but you could do worse than to watch this movie as well. Then we have The Children from 2008. And The Children from 2008 is kind of similar to a movie that came later with Nicolas Cage, where the adults kind of all go insane and become really violent. Well, this movie takes place with two sisters who decide to spend New Year's Eve together with their family. And what follows is the kids actually going insane. So it is sort of one of those types of movies. You've seen the plot before, but if you do enjoy that plot and you enjoy watching that type of movie, you could do worse than this one. Next up is The Eve from 2015. The Eve tells a story of some friends that go to an island to celebrate New Year's Eve. It turns into a fight for survival. The movie's interesting at times and is worth a watch if you can find it. So you can definitely check that one out as well. Next up, we have Snowfall Falls from 2023. Now, this one may be one of the stranger ones on this list. It takes place at a party on New Year's Eve where 5 friends become stranded by a winter storm. They slowly start to believe that the snowflakes outside are causing them to have some sort of virus. And you can only imagine what sort of things escalate and begin to happen as this movie evolves. I won't give away too much other than to tell you the premise is really interesting. And I did rather enjoy this film for what it was. Next up is an absolute classic. And if you don't know that this movie took place around New Year's Eve, it took place around New Year's Eve. And that is Ghostbusters 2 from 1989. And what do I have to say about Ghostbusters 2? It wasn't the film that the first one was, but it was still a cult classic. And if you have never seen this film, you definitely owe it to yourself to check it out. If you have seen this film, you know that it takes place around New Year's Eve. You could do worse than to have this one playing on your New Year's Eve watch list. Then we have Time's Up from 2022. Time's Up tells the story of a New Year's Eve party with an unexpected guest that decides he's going to have everyone participate in a scavenger hunt. The catch is that it's a deadly scavenger hunt. Last up on our list is Minutes to Midnight from 2018. It tells the story of 7 friends and a mysterious backpacker who arrive at a ski lodge where they are hunted by men in masks. And it kind of gives you Stranger vibes a little bit in terms of how they kind of did it. I definitely think that the director and writers of this movie saw Strangers maybe 1 or 2 times and then kind of took elements from other movies as well. It is definitely a nice one on this list. I'm not going to say it's the absolute best movie you could watch, but if you are interested in watching it, go ahead and watch it and let me know what you think. Now that's the end of our list, but as I said, you can also check out our playlist. The holiday section tells you a couple movies you could watch during New Year's Eve that are horror related, so definitely check that out as well. And if you've seen any of these movies or are interested in any of these movies, let me know what you think. As always, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you're leaving us a comment in the comment box down below. Make sure you share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation as well. Make sure to hit that like button. It's free. It helps the channel and we appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers, and look at this face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.